Well, it was bound to happen eventually. So, yeah, I'm done with comic book movies. I guess the title suggested that, right? I mean, what else was I going to be talking about? Fucking squirrels. Hey, yeah, I know it says, I'm done with comic book movies, but I'm here to talk about squirrels because clickbait's the hot, is still the cool thing to do on YouTube now for some reason. I mean, I've done my fair share of clickbait, but, like, not like that, where big asses and titties and shit, and then show clips of fucking Minecraft. What the fuck is that about? Yuck. But no, I am done with comic book movies. Not just from Marvel Studios, not just from DC, from all. I'm just comic book movies. Period. I'm done. And maybe some of the shows too. Who knows? I'm just tired of it. It ain't because of Justice League. I don't think Justice League is so bad. You guys, no, I haven't seen Justice League yet at all. In fact, the last comic book movie I saw was Thor, and that kind of contributed to my feeling of being done with comic book movies. But that's not the main reason. It's because of fanboys. Wow, what a shock, right? Because of fanboys. That's a shock, isn't it? No, but it's like the way I see these people waiting, with anxiety, so anxious to see these Rotten Tomatoes reviews. Oh, what are the Rotten Tomatoes? Who cares? Who cares? For Christ's sake, you fanboys are just toxic. You're toxic. I'm not seeing any of these comic book movies. I'm not seeing Justice League, like, at all. Not seeing... And that also includes the 25 movies coming out next year. Jesus Christ. Not seeing Black Panther, even though I do like Ryan Coogler as a director. He's alright. Creed wasn't so bad. I mean, kind of went full Force Awakens for a bit. But, overall, it's a pretty decent movie. And then the New Mutants, I mean... It looks alright. It's a horror movie, comic book horror movie. It's fine. I mean, we haven't had one of those in... Well, Blade, I don't even know if I can call Blade a horror movie. Is it really... Can you really classify Blade as a horror movie? I mean, it wasn't really scary. At best, Blade 2 was like the scariest of the Blade movies because the way how they did the fucking Reapers. With like... Yeah, they use CGI, but I mean, the animatronic fucking things, those kind of creep me out. And then there's Avengers Infinity War. That was a mixed bag for me from day one. Like, since they announced how many characters would be in this movie. Like, they had a combined cast from the Age of Ultron and the Winter Soldier and Civil Wars. But this one has the same amount of cast. But they also added in the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's like 6 characters right there. And then they also added in Doctor Strange and fucking who else they got? Hulk now is in it. Thor is now gonna be in it. Ooh, boy. I mean, I have faith in the Russos and the whoever the writers who did the other ones. I forget their names, but I have faith in those guys. But I'm just done. Deadpool 2 looks alright. I mean, the marketing so far. I mean, that wet on wet thing, that Bob Ross parody was actually kind of funny, but. That's about it. Heard some weird shit about Bob Ross anyway, so I guess that's got an accurate, semi-accurate representation of him. And Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I had zero faith in, because, well, Peyton Reed. I mean, the first movie kind of benefited from having, Edgar Wright's scripted, to ape off of, but now it's just purely Peyton Reed, and he does not have a good track record. People are like, well, he did good with Ant-Man. Yeah, but then his other 3 or 4 films were shit too. So that one movie just means we should just go, hey, fuck it. No, you should have faith in this movie. He did a good Ant-Man movie. Well, you say good. I say above average at best. And then the movie that everyone is going to hate no matter what, Venom. Yeah. I mean, I understand the whole complaints about Spider-Man not being in it, but, it can be done without Spider-Man. And plus, why would you... Venom has been done without Spider-Man there in the past. I mean, it can be done. It's just gotta be done right. Like, make a good movie. Good movie comes first. Oh, what else? X-Men Dark Phoenix? Okay. I mean, supposedly, this is a 2-parter, so that's a good thing. But I mean, my main concern is that Simon Kinberg, who was one of the writers on X-Men 3, is doing this one now. So, then again, I mean, that was him plus like Zach Penn and I think Brett Ratner, who, you know, has his own little issues. So, I mean, so I guess I can't put that entirely on Kinberg. I don't know if he was the sole writer on Apocalypse, but well, I don't know. And then there's Aquaman, which people are laughing at because they're like, haha, DC only has one comic book movie this year. I'm like, well, that's a good thing, isn't it? I mean, look at how many comic book movies. I just named like fucking six. Look, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 comic book movies I just named off. If DC had put out another one or two, come on, man. You don't need that many fucking comic movies in a single year. I mean, one a year may be fine anyway, because it's like they don't have a fucking formula that Marvel has, which is already getting kind of tiresome. It's like, all right, we get it. You don't have enough time to actually come up with an actual original thought, so you have to use this formula. But enough. This fanboys are just too much to deal with. They're too much. They're fucking. It's like I fucking get like headaches every time I read comments from these people. God, no, DC's better. The Black Matter's better. Give it back to. I'm so sick of the fanboys. They're complaining about characters that don't exist. They're not real. You're arguing with people over the internet over characters that don't exist. I've kind of been there at a certain point, and I think about it. I'm like, I'm defending a character that doesn't fucking exist. Why? For the record, I will still be reviewing the previous DCEU and MCU movies. You know, so I'm still reviewing the other DCEU movies up until Wonder Woman. I am reviewing the other MCU movies up until Thor Ragnarok. I mean, you might be going, but wait a minute, I thought you were done. Well, yeah, I'm done with future ones, but I can't unsee the other ones I've already saw. I mean, believe me, I wish I could unsee some of them, but I mean, I can't actually unsee them. Like, I can't unsee Thor Ragnarok. I can't unsee that. I already saw it, so I might as well just review it and get it out the way. Can we talk about Thor Ragnarok for a second? Can we talk about this fucking this shit show? This movie is not funny at all. I know people's like, it's hilarious and it's funny and fun. It's not funny. There's more funny shit in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 than there is in this movie. You don't tell me about Taki Waititi's fucking other movies. Well, if you saw his other film, I don't give a fuck about his other movies. I only care about the movie I'm watching. These are like the people who would say, well, if you saw like 300 or Watchmen, you know about Zack Snyder's movie. So has a defense for Batman v Superman. Like, no, I don't give a fuck about those other movies. I only give a fuck about the movie I'm watching. And it's terrible. They're both terrible. I mean, Thor is not as Ragnarok. Actually, no, it's about as terrible as the Ultimate Edition. I just thought about that. It's where it's like, it's not the worst comic book movie ever, but it's still pretty bad. It has damn near Transformers 2 level of humor. It's like, oh, look, they're trying. I almost thought Michael Bay wrote this fucking movie at a certain point. This movie and then this movie changes Thor entirely. Like, look, all right, look. Cards on the table. I fucking hated Thor: The Dark World, and Thor 1 was just kind of boring. It was a pretty boring movie. And then we look at the Avengers movies. Like the first one was pretty good, not a masterpiece, but it was pretty good. Age of Ultron was terrible. But there's one consistent thing about those movies is Thor's personality, how he is, how he conducts himself. This movie throws all of that out the window, and I feel like this is proof that Mephisto exists in the MCU. This is proof that Mephisto is in the MCU right now. He killed the real Thor after Age of Ultron and replaced him with that fucking idiot that Chris Hemsworth played in Ghostbusters. It's true. Look at it. It's the same level of stupidity from that character. God. I get it. You wanted to be like you wanted to make a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. But you couldn't. As some sort of catharsis, you decided to go make Thor Ragnarok. Well done, Rock Taki, what titties, whatever the fuck your name is. Well done. This movie's fucking terrible. Good God. Yeah, you'll get a review on that soon. I'm sure a lot of people aren't gonna be happy about what I'm saying now. But they can go fuck themselves. I didn't like this movie. You can't just sit here and tell me I can't think a movie is bad or think it's terrible because a bunch of critics loved it and a bunch of fans. Well, first of all, the fans loved it, like dismissal, where like, oh well, fans, shut up, you don't matter. Fans loved it. The fans will like anything, no matter what, as long as it's that brand. What are you talking about? That's not that's not a good defense. Jesus. Already fucking Justice League got slammed by critics and it has an 8 point whatever on fucking IMDb. What does that tell you? They don't give a fuck if the movie's good or makes sense. They just like this. They just like the movie no matter what. That's not some good defense. And saying critics liked it too is like, that doesn't mean anything either. Like, fucking critics praised Ghostbusters and people are like, well, they were pressured by feminists. Well, there you go. So why would you trust them now? Why is it that we're like why are we cherry picking shit? Well, okay, they were pressured by feminists here, but I trust them here because, reasons. Come on. Stop it. But Thor Ragnarok was part of the reason why I'm done with comic book movies, because I'm like, this is a fucking parody of Thor. This is not a Thor movie. Like, and believe me, I thought The Dark World is still the worst MCU movie by far, but Ragnarok is just, Ragnarok is better, but it's not saying much. It's like when people say, well, Justice League is better than Batman v Superman. That's not a very high bar, for fuck's sake. But, I may change my mind eventually. Eventually, I'll change my mind and, or I may not. I don't know. Maybe I'll be in the grave having never seen another comic book movie again. Who the fuck knows? But for now, I'm just done with comic book movies. I'm done. But, for the rest of you who do want to keep seeing these, hey, look, enjoy them. And don't be afraid to love or hate them, okay? Don't let these fanboys dictate how you feel about a fucking movie.
This leak scene, if you haven't seen it, hunt it down, look at it for yourself. Make up your own mind. Look at how bad it is.
That doesn't make any sense. That's like putting a hamburger in front of somebody and say, all right, just eat it, tell me how you feel, and think about how you feel about it, and then tell me how bad it is. That doesn't make sense. Ugh, don't let fanboys make decisions on what you like, okay? Don't give them that fucking power, please. It's time for fanboys to just die. The fanboyism, the fanboy wars, it's time for this shit to die. It's done. It's enough. You people are arguing over fictional characters. These characters don't exist. Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Iron Man, they don't exist, okay? You're arguing, and it's making me hate comic book shit in general. Like, I'm now looking at this going, like, why do I like this? Why do I like this shit again? What is... I don't understand. What was the appeal? It's making me look back on my life decisions and shit. Do not let these fucking people... Don't let Andre Cedino, Hollywood God, Zack Snyder, all these other fucking fanboys that infest the internet get under your skin. Just if you like it, just say so, okay? If you don't like a comic book movie, then don't like it. Simple as that. Like I said, so yeah, I'm done. Comic book movies can go fuck themselves. People are gonna be like, "Oh, you're missing out on Infinity War." Maybe not. Maybe I'll watch Infinity War and think it's a piece of shit. You don't know that. I already hate Age of Ultron. Who knows? Things might change. I mean, for me, the fanboy wars will probably go on till fucking doomsday. No pun intended. But for now, for me, I'm done. But maybe someday that'll change.